Hello Stamper, welcome to French's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And today I'm going to share with you how to make a luminaire. This one I did many years ago. I'm still going to have the link just right here. This one here was embossed, and this is a stamp set that is not available anymore. It was the doily. You put little battery operated lights in it. You can put those little lights, or you can put the fairy tale inside of them, and I bet you can see it's all illuminated. And I'm going to have a picture on my blog in the dark, so you're going to see even better. So today I got a empty pickles jar. It's a big one. You can see my hand. And we're going to crank it up a notch. So what I done, I pre-cut in garden green some of the three that it's in the card front builder framelit. So I cut some of the double and some of the single, and they're all in garden green. And we're gonna put the tear and tape just at the bottom here on a piece of just one or two, it doesn't matter, and push that, rub that very well. Let's remove the backing, or the top in this case. And this one here, you want something that you can put your hand inside. See, and I just go right here. Don't worry about if you see the glue there, because we're going to come back at the end and put some of the paste on top. And then if you get the single one, you can use with dimensional, but you want the tiny dimensional for this, the mini dimensional. Put that in the front, and we're gonna put that like right in the back of this. So you don't want them all the same, so I'm gonna leave this one like this. So I get one of 2, 3, 3, 2. So just to have different one. So I bet you get the clue of where we're going with that. Now I cut a piece of tissue paper, and the tissue paper, it's kind of shiny on it. So you can see it almost on both sides, right? What you're going to do is cut a piece of tissue paper and try to take the cheaper one so it's less shiny on it, less galvatine, that shiny stuff. So the less the better it is, but they all get some of it. You're going to have to pre-stamp that and let it dry. So that's why I stamp it in advance, because it has to dry completely. If not, our ink going to smear too much. So I got the season like Christmas and the Star of Light. So I started with the full one here. That one, it's done in Old Olive. Step 2 was in Garden Green, and the trunk is in Soft Suede. I used the Star of Light for, I call that the wind. It looked like it's blowing the wind. I started with Soft Sky. It was not dark enough, so I went with Inland Indigo. And the star, the little star there, I did in Smoky Slate. So that's already pre-stamped and done. Now I'm going to use Mod Podge. I like the matte one. I don't like the shiny one. And what we're going to do, and I would recommend your silicone matte there. So if you get a miss, it's easy to clean. What you want to do is apply a light coat of the Mod Podge on this, and you're going to have to go kind of fast because you don't want it to dry in between. So I just going to go quick here, go around in the bottom, and then here I'm going to be able to add more, but I want to have mainly all cover of my Mod Podge. So it's important that you go fast. The reason is because you don't want it to dry completely. Now I'm going to take my paper, and I did a bit longer than my, I did a little bit longer. It's going to crinkle, and that is okay. So just push it. Don't worry too much about the crinkle, because you're going to have some no matter what. And that's what gives the character, really. I'll remove this now. I'm going to go right on top of this. Don't worry about your trees in the back of it, because that's just going to be like the forest in the background. Now I'm going to come here, do another layer on this so it can mount together. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to make sure it's all... Okay, now, like I said, the top, I can always come back, see here, and add more. And don't worry too much about how it goes at the top, because we're going to put a ribbon there. So I'm going to have to do this video by section, and I'm going to mount them all together, the video. It's going to be just one piece, but you're going to see it's going to stop in that because I'm going to need to let dry some of the layers before I can keep on adding. Now you can see this, it's all lifting this. This is a big no-no. So what I want to do, oops, I'm right in the camera there. I don't have no choice. Go right under. Okay, now we're ready for our first layer of the Mod Podge. That you can do one or two. One should be plenty. So just make sure that you put a good layer on this. You can put longer at the bottom if you want. The paper, I decided I didn't need, like the other one that I did was all around. I think this is going to be plenty. So now I just add a very thick layer of my Mod Podge. And like I said, I get wrinkle there. Don't worry about that. That's going to give character. You don't want to press too hard where you get the ink, because you're going to see it's going to smear a bit. So you don't want to press too hard neither. But you want to make sure you cover everything. See, I get some green there. I'm not worried about that. It's just going to give some character. You can have it all smooth if you want with a lot of patience, but what I'm going for, it's going to be like a crackle when I'm done. Here we go. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this dry here. I would say about at least half an hour. Then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to finish our embellishment on it. We're going to have snow at the bottom and the ribbon at the top. Make sure this is... Here we go. I want to make sure it stays good in the bottom, so I make sure that I push all my paper very secure there. See where it's... And then we're going to have glitter also. So okay, now I'm going to put that on my silicone mat. That's going to be the best place to let this dry. I want to make sure I don't have no chunk. And then, like I said, I will be back just in a little bit, my friends. Here we go. I'm back. It is dry. And if you can tell, it looked very blah, right? Because it don't look the best like that. But here we go. Till we put the lights in. And again, this is the little fairy light. I get them on Amazon. And Minnie asked me, where do I get them? It's Amazon. Just put that in your jar. And now we're going to be able to see where else we want to add some. See? You know what? Let me try. Here we go. Now you see much better. And you know what? I think even better. Here we go. So now you can see much better. And this one really, I think even without stamping the tree, it would have been very, very beautiful. So now what I'm going to do, I got more of these trees here that I'm going to take, and what I would do, again, I won't finish completely, but I'm going to add more. I want to show you what I would do. Put the lights in, because you need the lights in to see where you would go. See, now you can see where you're missing some trees, and like here, I should have maybe more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come right here and move my light, and then I can add more of the trees. So then you get more like a forest all around. Okay. Now, after that it's done, what I want to do is take the twine here. It's the jute, I guess. That's how you say it in English. And what I would do is start with, put 2 tier tape right at the top here, so it's going to be easier to make it stick there. And just rub this very good. Now I'm going to remove the topper here. Here we go. Well, it's not. Let me try to peel a piece then. Here we go. Oops. Well, maybe not here. Let me try this area. Here we go. Okay. Now I would take this, keep a piece longer here. So what I did, and then just start rolling. It doesn't matter if it's all like equally, and that you're going to see, just roll, 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 and at the end we're going to tie it up. You can always use put adhesive all around and put more of the Mod Podge around, but for me it doesn't matter if it's going to be perfectly all layer perfect around it. I just wanted to make it look kind of cabinish. Here we go. I'm going to take this, cut this, and then I'm going to do my knot here. And one above. Here we go. I can do a little bow here, and if you want you can use different ribbon too also around. But this one here, like I said, I didn't mind. It was all crinkled and so on, because when the lights it's on, it really show much better. I mean, it don't show the crinkle. Here we go. It show a little bit, but it's really vintage. And I didn't really want it just Christmassy. I want it more like wintry. So for me, I want to put, you know, a greeting of Christmas. If you want it for Christmas, that's perfectly fine. Now I'm going to use the embossing paste, and I'm going to put a little bit of snow here and there. See, I would go all around and put a bit of snow all around my jar. And when this is done, what I'm going to do, we're going to use, do some glitter. So again, this is another extra step here, that if you would like the snow, just add that around. It's no right and wrong. I'm just adding that it's drifting here all around. And then I'm going, oops, that's what you have to be careful here. Not to put your hand in the bottom. I'm going to put some glitter also. So how am I going to put the glitter? Here we go. Let me show you. Let me fix my boo-boo first. And that I can add more to also. Here we go. So now to do the glitter, I got my glitter handy ready to go here. And I got my Mod Podge right here. Here we go. And I got, here we go. So what I'm going to do, it's just, oops, that's way too much. I just want to put a little bit here and there. And what I would do, it's bit at a time. This was too much. Here we go. And then, whoops. So that's going to be a little process that's going to take longer in time, but I think it's going to make it worth it. So I would just sprinkle a little bit of, and also on the snow that we did that, I need to do that all before it's dry. So then you get the glitter on the snow. Well, the embossing paste that I call the snow. So now I'm going to keep on going place and add more of the snow. So that it's pretty much done, except that I use, embossing, not embossing, but here it is. I use the Pretty Pine. And when it's all done, I have to wait till it's all done. I did the branch, so I'm going to put my branch right here. It's Christmassy, but not really just Christmassy. And I'm going to put my pine cone. So what I done for the pine cone and also for my branch, so it's easier to mount, I put my cardstock between the adhesive sheet here. Put that in between there. And I put my framelits right on top and roll it in the Big Shot. So now what I got the back of this here. I don't have to add glue. And when I did the copper in the back and when the copper in the front or early espresso, I wanted a variation. So when I put them on top of each other, you get a good variation. So that's going to come right up here. So to see the finished product, because I'm going to have to add all the rest of the glitter there, just visit my blog at FrenchieStamps.com. Also, I'm going to have picture more in the dark so you can see better. But trust me, it makes a big difference with light or no lights. So this is it, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me, and all the supply product going to be right there on my blog. Easy to shop 24/7. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.